we've got an unboxing today. Hello, fellow plant people. Welcome back if you are returning to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jen. I go by The Leafy Geek here and also on Instagram. Today, it's very exciting. The tone of my last houseplant video was a little bit pessimistic, but honestly, you know, I'm glad that I filmed that. I'm glad that I was open and honest about the fact that my Hoya collection took a hit. Very significant hit, actually. So I'm glad I filmed it. I'm glad I kind of cleared the air. But what I didn't tell you in that video is that I had already placed some orders for some replacement Hoyas. Yes, I did. There were some Hoyas in my collection that I was quite devastated to lose. Approaching the loss of houseplants as kind of cavalier, doesn't really matter. Like, that's not what I'm trying to do. Like, I recognize that I am, you know, putting in a lot of money and, you know, time commitment to these plants that somebody else put a lot of money and time commitment in to grow and then sell to me. So, you know, the loss of my Hoyas, I'm not taking that lightly, but there were a few that I was like, you know what? If not for the spider mites, I would have kept it, and it probably would have kept going, this plant. And I'm really missing it in my collection. So I went ahead, placed some orders, places that I typically order from and just have consistently received really wonderful plants from. Gabriella Plants is one, Steve's Leaves is another. Not sponsored, but you know, I have a couple of boxes arriving on the same day. Today, it's a Saturday, and I thought, why not? Why not just share the joy and kind of the relief and the happiness that comes out of kind of a crap situation. Just full disclaimer, you know, I recognize that I am on the tail end of a pest issue, and introducing new plants is always a little bit risky. Even though, you know, I trust these vendors. They have provided wonderful, you know, service and wonderful product in the past for me. And this pest situation was, you know, it happens, but, you know, my inaction very much contributed to the scope of that problem. So just all that to say, proper precautions are going to be taken to protect the plants that I have who have made it through this issue. And I am going to be basically opening these and then setting them in a space that is going to be, you know, fairly isolated for at least a little bit, so I can really kind of check them over. Make sure I'm not introducing anything unnecessarily into a collection that's already kind of trying to rebound. So without further ado, let's get into stuff. So my first order that I'm going to open here is from Gabriella Plants. And I think this one is entirely Hoya. Yes, I was correct. They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Hoyas, and 3 of them are replacements. As always, they tape up. They really, you know, show a lot of care in their packaging, which I am thrilled about. Okay, here's one. None of these look like they have the tags on the outside, which is okay. Spilling dirt everywhere. I don't want to do that either. Okay. So we'll go ahead and open this mystery one. Don't know which one it is. This is always fun. Okay, this is a replacement. Oh, some of y'all are going to recognize that my favorite Hoya in my collection died because of the pests. So this is really awesome to have Hoya curtisii. I got a new one. Plant looks good, very healthy. The medium's damp, but not overly soaked. Yeah, little new growth on there in some spots, the tops of the vines. Yes, this was such a heartbreak for me to lose this one. just really, really bummed me out. So hoping that Curtisii, the second edition, will bring me luck also. I had that previous Curtisii for quite some time, but thank you. This is a beautiful specimen. Okay. So no tags at all on these. Interesting. But I know which one this is. So this is a new one. This is one that I've not had in my collection before. Because of course I had to... I could not resist a few new Hoyas as well. So this one is Hoya. It's a species Hoya. So Hoya zambalis. I don't know much about this one. It's also, I guess, on the website, it indicated that it's sometimes called the taco Hoya because the leaves kind of naturally grow into kind of a folded shape. So I think it kind of resembles, like a peperomia that does that too, is the first thing that kind of comes to my mind. There's a certain peperomia that will grow leaves in that fashion. So this is a cute little plant. New, something different and new to add to the collection. Zambalis. This one had a label, and it's another replacement. So this is, ooh, this is a nice specimen. This is Hoya rigidifolia. Yeah, that's a cute one. It's a decently sized plant. New growth on there. Okay, this is a new one too for me. This was, I can't remember what country this one is from or where in the world it's from, but it's another species Hoya. It's Hoya flagellata. It reminds me a lot of Hoya caudata, just in terms of the leaf structure. They're very rigid leaves and a little bit dimply, a little bit rippled on the edges there. That's a very interesting variety of Hoya. I did lose my caudata as well, so that's a bummer and a half. But flagellata, we'll see how you do. It's a single vine. Looks well rooted. See roots out the bottom, so that's good. Cool. Okay, one more with Gabriella Plants. And this one also has a tag in it. This is another replacement Hoya. So I'm mitigating my expectations because my specimen was big and had huge leaves and was so sad. But I am just very, very thankful that there is a option for me to replace this one. I'm gonna take the fuzz off, but this is Hoya clemenciorum. So this is a smaller specimen, but it looks like it's actively growing, which is awesome to see. You can see those leaves, smaller leaves. This was probably taken from, a vine on the plant. But with the right care, the right conditions, these leaves will grow in size and I will have a clemenciorum again. Oh, I'm so happy. It's a beautiful leaf. Even though it's, a little bit small, the venation on that leaf is really cool and the texture. That's what I loved about clemenciorum, is just like the texture of the leaves and just the way that they, just the growth habit, just very long and lean. I think that's really cool. Here, let's see if I can get them all. See if I can get them all in my hand. Probably not. Oh God, yeah. I can probably do 4. So here's 4, and then my Curtisii is the larger nursery pot. So this is about what I can do. There she is. Hey, it's a couple hours later. The light has changed. But my other delivery has arrived, so I thought we would take a look at what I ordered from Steve's Leaves now. It's a big box. Always a good sign, right? Are you helping? Are you just investigating? Yeah. Thank you so much. Can you help me? I know it's close to your dinner time. So this is a good distraction because somebody has taken to yelling at the top of her lungs when she thinks she should be fed. Got everything open. Thanks, Kim. Kim at Steve's Leaves wrote me a note because I guess they know me by name and address. Thank you so much. So I've got kind of a mix in this order. I've got a couple of replacement hoyas for my collection, and I've got a couple of hanging plants that I want to pot up together and hang, create kind of a larger plant. So I think that's what this first little set of plants are. So they're duplicates. I'll only show you one, but I think I have three. No, I got two of these Epipremnum pinnatum Aurea variegata. So that's what's in here. Gonna show you guys. Ooh, okay. These are kind of full. That's great. Ooh, these are cute. Yay. This is very variegated. Holy cow. Look at that. Awesome. So here's one, and then I have another just like it. Hang tight. I will speed you forward a little bit. Okay. So that's going in one pot. I'm gonna hang it up. Kind of going in my my office space, that half wall between my kitchen and my office. I've got an Epipremnum jade that's doing really well, and I've had for quite a while now. That's vining everywhere, and I have it hanging from a hook in the ceiling. And the other side, it was a Philodendron Brazil, I think. And unfortunately, that guy took a turn and didn't make it. So, unrelated to this whole pest situation with the Hoyas. So it's just been kind of like an empty hole on that plant display for a little while, and now I have something to hang up and replace for that spot. And Epipremnum seem to be doing really well for me. I have the Epipremnum jade, and I have an Epipremnum elbow variegata, I think they're called. This is the Aurea variegata. Ah, that's pretty. I really like it. What else do we have in here? Okay, so this is getting into replacement Hoya territory now. But this one, I have kind of a mixed relationship with because I've had it before in the past and I've lost it in the past. And this one, you know, it took me a while. I got another one eventually, finally. And it was doing so well. Like it was really doing well, and it was happy in the location in this room that I had it in. I think it was just getting the perfect amount of you know, light, and then it just spider mited and died. But this one is a replacement. Get this tape off here. Ooh, okay. So this is a Hoya Mathilde. This is another very nice full specimen from Steve's Leaves. Thank you to that crew. But this, yeah, I love this Hoya. I love this Hoya so much. And I was so happy that I was finally on track with it. Oh, this has a lot of new growth. Holy cow. Like these, let's see, right in here, all of these are new. Kind of the softer leaves that haven't hardened up yet. Okay. Really glad I made this decision again. It maybe is a 3 strikes you're out situation. We'll see. I just love this plant so much. Some of these Hoyas might not stay in here eventually, or they might not go into this room. I may, because I'm having more luck with a particular Hoya that I love, the compacta, the Carnosa compacta. Again, have kind of an interesting, lengthy history with that plant. Limited success, but right now I've got one sitting on my office desk right next to me throughout the day, and it's doing beautifully. I think because it's right next to me all day. Even though, you know, I've made those commitments to myself to really act in more of like a safeguarding, caregiving type role or caretaker role for these plants, and kind of renewing that commitment, and not, you know, letting things be neglected as often as they have been for, you know, life. Sometimes if you've got a plant that's kind of like a spotlight plant for you, that's a favorite plant, keep it close. That's a good tip that I should take more often. So Mathilde might end up in that same little spot, and I might just have like a little pop-up Hoya display at my work desk. But this is a beautiful specimen. I'm really excited about this. I think it even has a peduncle already. That's cool. Right there. Amazing. Hoya Mathilde. 2 more. Okay. Let's take a look at this one. I think this one more, I should have one more Hoya. And I think, what did I get? I think it was another aroid. Was it Micans? It might have been, it might be philodendron Micans. Yep, it's philodendron Micans. Okay. Ooh. Oh God. Okay, this is incredible. You kidding me? All right. Holy cow. All right. That is one beautiful specimen. It's already got trailing vines. Ahead of the game. Wasn't expecting this big of a plant. That's great. That's amazing. Yeah, it's been a while since I've had this one. So I am thrilled about this. This is going on my work desk. Love this. Again, it's probably a good place for this plant, because I recognize that this one tends to like a little bit more attention and care. So, Micans. So pretty. Wow. Okay, one more from Steve's Leaves. This one has a bamboo stake in it. What does that mean? Usually it means that there is enough plant to require some additional protection. I see a vine poking out here too. Holy cow. Okay. What do we have here? Whew. This has been a roller coaster of emotions, I think, for me with some of these Hoya. So this will be a Hoya. And it's one that, oh wow. Okay. Okay. So this is Hoya aldrichii. I have had a very small specimen of aldrichii since my early collector days, since when I started collecting Hoya, when I was just getting into this part of the hobby. I think the place that I got it from, the vendor that I got it from, or the seller, is still around. It was, it survived, but it didn't grow much. It was a very slow grower for me, and I had only recently started finding new growth on it, and it had put out a couple of new leaves, and then spider mites took it. So I saw that Steve's Leaves had Hoya aldrichii for sale, it's a pretty, I mean, it's a fairly unassuming Hoya. It doesn't, you know, it has some light veination that you can see, but I don't know why. I don't know why I am sentimentally attached to this one. I mean, probably just for the reasons I just shared, that it was a specimen I was collecting early and had for a long time. And so I have replaced it. I have a new, much larger Hoya aldrichii. It's amazing. So this is incredible. You know, I've got my two Hoyas, Mathilde, you know, I know this is pronounced a number of different ways, Mathilde and aldrichii. And then I have my aroids. I have my philodendron micans. And I also have my epipremnum. What is this full name? Epipremnum pinnatum aurea variegata. So this is a pretty incredible haul. Thank you, Steve's Leaves. Setup on this shelf, on the top of this shelf, looks a little bit different than it used to, in that, you know, I've always kind of had it on one level, but I had this kind of bathroom shelf, you know, those like wire shelves that are plastic coated. I had one of those that created a little bit of elevation for like 3 of my Hoya. And I would really like to have elevation across the whole back of this shelf, so that I can really assess the Hoyas that are kind of behind, because it's plenty deep. But the trouble is, when you have plants that are on one level and they're behind each other, the ones that are behind tend to get overlooked a little bit more, or it's harder to kind of see their conditions and assess and all that. So I decided I wanted to get some additional like countertop shelving to put on this. Right now I just have like, it's a pane of tempered glass from a coffee table. I'm gonna put some shelving along the back, and I'll have kind of like a stair step effect up against the window and then a little bit lower. And some of my smaller, newer Hoyas, when they're ready to move here, I'll be able to just kind of have a cleaner and more accessible display of Hoya. That's the goal anyway. So just wanted to shout that out, that I'll be setting these up, and then I can show you actually what the setup looks like. Okay, so far so good. Really liking the shelves, you guys. Beautiful. I even moved in my Hoya Spa 038 Flores Island because, dang, we've got a new growth everywhere. New growth points everywhere, thank you. Holy moly. But yeah, this is fantastic. I'm really liking it. And these little plants, we'll see. You know, they may be able to be moved, tightened up, you know, moved to the shelf over here to fill that back out a little bit. I'm kind of debating, these terrariums might be gone, and so there might just be some additional room for some smaller Hoyas under these Soltech grow lights. That might really be beneficial for them. And I'm gonna repot these Polyneura cuttings, and I'm probably gonna end up repotting this Imbricata, but we'll see. Got some real estate to play with, and maybe these smaller Hoya will go there for the time being. And then when my Hoya are ready to graduate from outside, from the medical shelf, so to speak, they can just kind of line this shelf in the forefront here, and then I have some really good visualization on my Hoya collection, my trellised Hoyas that'll be on the shelf. Obviously, I won't be moving some of my newest Hoyas in quite yet, because I'm going to have them in a separate space, but I am going to move some other Hoyas that I kind of purchased in kind of a weird interim, like during my cleanup and, you know, my Hoya purge or culling as it is. I had some additional Hoyas that were kind of in quarantine or just hanging out, being ready to move in with the collection that was undergoing so many changes at the time. So I do actually have some Hoya from a previous order, not this unboxing, but I can show you those too. All right, so these are the Hoyas that have actually graduated from quarantine. I checked them over again, and all of these from earlier orders look pretty darn good. I don't see any evidence of pest issues. They've kind of settled in, and actually a few of them have new growth since I unpacked them. That's great. Very, very excited about that. So all of these plants I ended up ordering earlier in July, and they've been in quarantine for about 2 weeks, and all of them are from Gabriella Plants. So I am just gonna do the roll call here, I suppose, and let you know what these are and whether or not they are replacements for casualties of my Hoya culling from spider mites. So I guess we'll just start front and center here, this one. So this is Hoya Joel. It's a cultivar from Gabriella Plants, and this is actually not a replacement. This is a variety that I kind of impulse bought. I put it in the cart and either forgot to clear it when I placed my order, or I just went with it. It looks a lot like Carnosa. I'm not actually sure what this is, what this is bred from or what the cultivar is made from. So I guess I'll have to maybe check that out and get some information about it. But it's a pretty plant. These older leaves have this discoloration on it. I don't think this is intentional. It seems to be actually some sort of like residue, so I might try and clean these leaves off a little bit better actually before I move this one officially into this room. See what I can do with that. But the other leaves are coming out. They have a slight splash. They're a little bit elongated. It reminds me a lot of Carnosa. So yeah, Hoya Joel, just a fun new cultivar that's already putting out some new stuff. In that same order, we'll kind of go by order, I suppose, here. I have Hoya insularis, and this is a replacement Hoya. I did lose my specimen of Hoya insularis to spider mites, so I wanted a new one. Mine was doing really rather well. It had been growing quite a bit. I had several new leaves and the vine was active, and then it was not. So I really like this one. It's a unique one in my mind. This other variety that we'll talk about in a second, but Hoya insularis was one that I did want to replace. So I'm glad that I was able to find it. And then that leads me to this one, Hoya spartioides. This is actually a wish list Hoya for me. I do not believe I've had this in my collection. And it's just a really unique, it has a unique growth habit. Like you can see that there are new leaves popping out, and they grow in this cylindrical, almost like a rhipsalis. They're just really, really fascinating. And the blooms actually come out of the ends of I think they're leaves, but they are very, very, very unique. You can see this is, I think, the main vine, and then there are leaves kind of coming out, or offshoots coming out. But this Hoya is really unique, really interesting, and I've wanted it for a long time, but it's either been unavailable or super expensive. I mean, this was probably the priciest Hoya in this purchase, but it, I think, is worth it. I'm really, really excited to have this one. Not an impulse buy. That was strategic. This is another new one for me, Hoya forbesii. It just looked really cool. This leaf is new since I've had it, since it came out in quarantine. And I see that there's active new growth on this vine, so we'll just be gentle with it. But it came to me with the single leaf and then the active grow point. So that's cool. I mean, it's a small specimen, but it's one that I have not had in my collection at all. So, and it's a species Hoya. So I'm happy about that. And then lastly, from this order, from this first order, I have just a regular Hoya lacunosa. And I've had lacunosa before. I think that I purchased this thinking that I had lost a lacunosa to the spider mite issue, but now that I'm kind of reviewing my inventory and stuff and my notes, I think what I lost was actually a croniana. But I'm still happy to have a regular lacunosa. I have two other cultivars of lacunosa. I have a mint and a black, but I'm really excited to just have a regular one. I've heard the blooms are lovely and smell well, smell good. So happy to have this one too. And I've actually already potted this one up in a really cute pot. So then this order, this is a separate order, but from the same seller, Gabriella Plants. And this is a replacement. I lost my Hoya fungii and wanted to replace that one. So here we go. I love this Hoya. This species of Hoya is just really, really, really cool. Actually, I have to clean the leaf off here. Just got some residue on it, but looks pest-free. It's pumping out new growth here. That's still an active grow point. So very, very happy about this one. And then last but not least, so this one is actually, it's kind of a replacement in the sense that I have had a rotundifolia before, but I did not have one at the time of the great spider mite catastrophe of 2026. So this is a replacement Hoya technically because it's been in my collection before, but it is not due to this recent pest issue, but I wanted to try it again. So this is a really lovely specimen. Just I think quite a few grow points. I've got at least 3 grow points here that are all still active. So nice healthy rotundifolia. Everything looks good on all of these. I've checked and double checked and triple checked. Checked once a day pretty much for the last couple of weeks here. And so these ones are going to end up living in this Hoya room, my spare bedroom here, my writing den, my creator space. And I just kind of have to figure out final positions for all of them, or final homes. Like I said, I'm gonna be putting together some desktop shelves to kind of go in the back half of this glass top here, to sort of elevate some of my taller Hoyas, get them some more light. And then I do have grow lights still up here, and hoping that will still just provide a really good general space and environment for some of these smaller Hoyas. And these ones are front and center too, so it's easier to pay attention to them too. Well, that is my plant unboxing for today. And it might be my only plant unboxing I film for a while. I'm planning on probably doing another plant tour soon. So if there are any plants on their way to me between now and then, I'll be sure to point those out to you. This has been a really good haul. It might sound a little silly to say that it's slightly healing for me. Just having a couple of Hoyas that I loved and lost and are now back in my collection. So, and some exciting new plants that I am really looking forward to playing with and decorating with and getting them into their new situations. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you are having a fantastic day, week, month, and until next time,